This video is brought to you by Shank Gym. Hey everybody, Mac here for OCR Kings, and this just in from our friend Tom. It's a sit rep for the Houston Spartan Trifecta weekend. It was out there at the 7IL Ranch in Cat Springs, Texas, March 8th and 9th, 2025. Check out Tom's full sit rep on his site, shankgym.com. It's dedicated to endurance athletes, and he's going to have a lot of Spartan material up there, so definitely check out Tom and shankgym.com. Of this event, Tom writes, "The more you explore our country, the more you realize just how big it is. It's not just about the size, mind you, it's also about the different landscapes, climates, cool geological stuff, and the rich history of the people who live there. Take Cat Spring, Texas, for example, the venue for this year's Houston Trifecta weekend. It's about 100 miles west of Houston and has its own special geology, both ancient and modern historical significance, and a mix of climates that set it apart from other areas in this big state. The Houston Trifecta weekend was held at the 7IL Ranch, and whether you tackled the Beast, the Super, or Sprint, or all three, you probably noticed the sandy soil that left many of us with tired, sore legs. The sandy soil, known as sandy loam, not only challenged our running, but also significantly contributes to the agriculture and economy of this area of our nation. And of course, it wouldn't be a Tom sit rep without some geological background. Back in the Cretaceous period, which was 145 to 66 million years ago, Texas, including Cat Spring, was under the Great Interior Seaway. As the sea receded into the Gulf, it left behind tons of sediment, mainly made up of limestone and shale. Over millions of years, wind and erosion broke down this bedrock into sand, silt, and clay, forming the sandy loam we have today. As for travel and logistics, flying into Houston is pretty straightforward. There are lots of connections, and George Bush International is a medium-sized airport. The race site is about an hour to 90 minutes away, depending on traffic. Tom stayed in Brenham, Texas, which is a small town about 25 minutes from the race site, with several hotels and plenty of places to eat. Of the course, Tom writes that before his race, he chatted with a Spartan employee who mentioned a problem of being short-staffed. This caused issues during the sprint after the Beast on Saturday. A sign got misplaced, leading sprint racers onto the Beast course. Around 200 runners, thinking they were doing a 5K, ended up doing 5 miles. There's no big deal. That actually sounds pretty good. You got more mileage than you paid for. It's a bonus. Tom followed up with his contact on Sunday, and they didn't have much more info about what happened to the quote-unquote lost racers.
Terrific.
Of the Beast course, Tom writes that this course primarily consists of sand on flat ground, so it all feels quite similar. He wouldn't call it a boring course, but the running surfaces felt consistent mile after mile. If you're looking for a calf workout, this is the perfect race. You can look for miles in any direction without seeing buildings, construction, or cell towers. It feels like you're running in the wilderness. But this is a working cattle ranch with cow patties all over the place. So be aware. Watch your step. The temperature was in the high 70s with high humidity. The sun was intense, and with limited tree cover, it was challenging to stay hydrated during the race. The Sunday Super and Sprint courses felt like an entirely different setting, however. The temperature fell to the high 40s, and age group racers and early open wave participants could be seen wearing compression gear, hats, and gloves. The sun took a break, probably exhausted from Saturday, so writes Tom, and was replaced by cloudy skies and wind. In short, it was a pleasant change and allowed us to really push ourselves after Saturday's heat. Sunday's sprint was well organized after Saturday's chaos. However, those of us who ran the sprint remained on high alert. Moving forward, Tom absolutely recommends reviewing the course map beforehand, just to be sure. Of the obstacles, Tom writes that they were evenly spread across the course. There wasn't a heavy concentration at either the start or the finish, ensuring fairness. That sounds pretty good. There were 2 lengthy barbed wire crawls for the Beast. The first was an uphill crawl located in the same sunny spot as last year, and it was quite challenging. The second crawl was for all 3 races, right before rolling mud and dunk wall. On Saturday, these obstacles felt like a refreshing spa treatment after the sun-drenched 12 miles, but on Sunday, they provided a solid cold therapy treatment. They were positioned a mile from the finish line, allowing folks to dry out before taking on rope climb, plate drag, and sandbag carry, leading to the end. The final obstacle was the inverted wall, which was fantastic because you couldn't see the festival area until you climbed over the wall. Cool. Tom loves this obstacle, so says he, and it was a unique way to conclude the race. Of the festival area, Tom writes that the vibe totally changed over the 2 days because of the weather. On the first day, it was all about lounging in chairs, chilling under beach umbrellas, and that familiar smell of suntan lotion everywhere. Our buddy Justin was DJing, shout to him, and he absolutely crushed it, making the whole scene lively and fun. He's a good guy. But on Sunday, it got colder and windy. Umbrellas and hats were flying everywhere, and people were all bundled up. Since this was the second Trifecta weekend of the year, it was the first time you could get multi-Trifecta medals. The design is really cool and way different from past seasons, and Tom chatted with a Spartan staff member who said they've fixed last year's shortage problems, but we'll have to wait and see. In summary, Tom loves running in Texas, as do we. The place is huge, with all sorts of cool landscapes and crazy weather, and since there aren't many trees, the views are amazing. Make sure to pack extra hydration tablets, lots of water, and some extra snacks. Spartan definitely messed up with the Saturday sprint, but now everyone who was there has a story to tell. Overall, he had an awesome time, he got his calves burning, and now he is ready to race another day. Atlanta, here we come. Well, thank you, Tom. As always, great job and much appreciated, sir. We will provide links to this sitrep in its unabridged version on Tom's site, shankgym.com. Definitely go check him out over there. And if you haven't done so already, please consider giving a like, a share, a subscribe. It definitely helps to grow the channel, and we appreciate it greatly. Spartan and we discussed a little bit of a Spartan brand ambassador opportunity. They gave us some free race codes, and we want to share those with you. So send us your video. We'll send you a code for a free race and keep your OCR season going. And guess what? It doesn't stop there. If you're not the sharing video type, you're a little shy, but you still want to save 20% on your next race, you can always use discount code OCR-Kings to save on your next race. And we hope to see you out there on the course. But until that time, remember, as always, train hard, have fun.